Ed Bowers, or Edward Bowers. It's nice to have you with us. Welcome to the SYC Youth Council. I would like to start inviting you to tell us who is Ed Bowers, what is Ed Bowers doing, and what does Ed Bowers expect to reach within the sports industry?
Hi there, my name's Ed Bowers. I'm the Creative Education 2 Sport and the podcast host for the Sports Career Podcast. The last 7 years, I've built this podcast show to educate and provide a resource in the sports industry where people can learn from today's experts. So that has been my passion the last 7 years, but also I have a real desire with regards to sharing stories from these experts. So the next generation of students, graduates, or people who've just got the right attitude to work in this sports industry have a resource to lean on to help them with their career development. So that is what I do. Also, I have Education 2 Sport, which is a blog where I share all that knowledge there, where people can learn from the best in the sports industry.
And I must say, you are doing a brilliant job. So why did you decide to join the SYC Youth Council?
The reason why I joined the SYC Youth Council, firstly, the last 2 years, I've been really impressed in what they do, particularly from a value and ethical standpoint. Very lucky enough to be a moderator for the Youth Forum a couple of years ago. And I just knew that there was something different from an organisation standpoint of using integrity, using governance, looking at social issues in sport, which are being more addressed. And I like that. I'm always about values and why it's important, not just from my personal values, but values and ethics and how things are done properly in the sports industry is vital. So with regards to the SYC Youth Council, I thought it would just be a really cool opportunity to, one, challenge myself personally, and two, work with people around the world, similar age, should we say, of like looking at a problem and hopefully solving it as a team, not like an individual, which, to be honest, I've been so used to with regards to my career journey. And I thought the SYC Youth Council could be just a great place to really work with like-minded people to hopefully work on projects that can make a difference with regards to the sports industry moving forward.
And as you say, it's a like-minded group of people. More exactly, it's 16 leaders of the future who are working together. You are one of the 16. And what I would like to ask you now is, how can this group of people and the SYC Youth Council help building this new sport integrity, this new sport with integrity?
With regards to the 16 people in the group, and it's a pleasure to be one of the 16, by the way, but the uniqueness of this forum, because of our youth, because of our diversity of backgrounds, it actually gives us a unique opportunity to look at something from a different perspective. That's the most important thing. Sport integrity has been around for years. It's how we've implemented it into sport, which, you know, that's been the challenge to make it clean. Like, it's very simple. Without integrity, there really is no sport. And we all love sport through the emotion, through what it brings from a fan perspective, but also what it brings from an industry perspective of working in this industry in certain projects I've experienced myself. But with regards to this group of individuals, I'm excited because I'm working with people around the world with that youth element behind us, where we can just look at new things from a different perspective and really elevate aspects of sport integrity for the greater good through the certain projects of challenging certain things. Like, if it's, for me, I'm really intrigued in the sort of child protection and youth development, and that relates to SYC's ethics and values of an organisation. That, as an example, or let's say like child trafficking, is something I couldn't do on my own to solve. It does require more people, more different perspectives from their culture, from their experiences, from their skill sets. So for me, with this 16, I'm just excited to work on projects that hopefully, with all of us working together, we can deliver certain results that can influence a better society with regards to sport integrity.
This one is a tricky one. Working as a group, and you already asked one of the questions I would ask you after this. You already replied this one about what universal standard was the most meaningful to you, and you replied the youth development and child protection. But what I would like to know now is if you think that what's the path to achieve this, to engage other young people, or being young, saying to the leaders of today that the leaders of tomorrow and the fans of tomorrow demand clean sports, protection of minors, sports betting integrity, financial transparency. What's the way to achieve this?
I think to achieve it, like I have shared the main area which I'm most interested in, the child protection, youth development. But even if we look at other aspects of improving sport integrity or betting integrity or governance in sport, all of these sectoral pillars are big areas to achieve big results. So with regards to the 16 of us, the key thing is focus, and focusing on one, going deep in achieving a big goal and seeing results. That one relating to influencing or educating an audience, if it's, so we say, a youth audience or generations before us, where we're educating of where needs to be better standards in some of those pillars. But from the people who are already leaders or who are already influencing the sport industry in general, it would be quite awesome, as I say, in a positive way, that we can hopefully change their perspectives of, let's say, old thinking, old ways of doing things. We're in a world now where things are changing differently from a technology and digital standpoint. And you can't compare things from 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, or even 30 years ago, where a lot of sports were amateur, of meaning how things are run, to where things are now. So it would be great, whatever project we do and we aim to achieve, it really achieves both parts, educating generations before us and hopefully changing perspectives of people who've been in this industry for 20 plus years, who have that experience but may not be, should we say, frightened to create new change and looking at things from different perspectives. And that doesn't mean from an education standpoint, it's looking at different perspectives of people's culture, people's upbringing, people's awareness in general from a global standpoint of looking at things in a more ethical manner around the world and using sport as that connector to make that change we want to achieve.
I'm sure your enthusiasm and the enthusiasm of the other 15 will ensure good results. Thank you, Ed. Pleased to have you on board once again. And let's do it, as I usually say.